into another episode of Ordinary Blacks Podcast. My name is Earl Buck.
My name's Tony.
And guess what, man? We got two damn black guys with us. How you guys doing, man?
Two damn black guys?
Yeah, two damn black guys.
That's our intro?
Yeah,
They're trying
You look like you just came from a Trump rally.
Well, we did just bomb Iran. It's time to celebrate. That's what I'm talking about.
Celebrate?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You're drinking a beer at 9 a.m. in the morning.
I'm a proud American. Why don't you introduce yourself? Damn.
My name's Jerrel Beamon, comedian Jerrel Beamon from Dayton, Ohio.
Okay, we didn't need all that extra shit.
the
Okay.
social tags. Yeah, social
At
tags.
Jerrel's Comedy.
Yeah.
Jerrel's _comedy. J-E-R.
I'm Raymond Jackson. They call me Unc the OG of comedy. Raymond Jackson jokes on Instagram. Let's get this thing popping.
I actually like how they tag themselves, though. You see that,
That's
man?
what I'm
That's
saying.
beautiful.
That's called professionalism.
Yeah. Something like that, I guess. You've been on the show before, though, man. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. I'm not happy to see Ray's ugly ass feet.
Then stop looking
His
at
toes
him.
are exposed.
Yeah.
He's not wearing any socks or shoes.
But he do got the dogs out, don't he?
Dude,
They barking.
Them toenails
They
is
barking.
fucked up, bro.
I am confident in myself, so you don't have to worry
Them
about
toenails
this.
look like Woody Woodpecker ate at them.
Your teeth look like Woody Woodpecker.
You gotta realize, though, once you get to a certain age,
You don't
shit
get
just
it.
falls apart.
You know what time it is?
Yes, man.
You know what time it is right now? This
He rolled
is
out into his car straight here.
You
This
look,
is
you look like
Sunday.
you woke up.
and I did.
Okay. Man, I don't
don't
know.
even know what to say.
Nah. So
It's
look,
like a therapy now.
yeah. How's everybody been, though, man?
Good.
That's good. Matter of fact, man, you are the only white guy here.
I know, I'm the token white guy.
Yeah.
It's
And he seems blacker than you.
I am
He does. How so? How so?
Just the way he talks, he's got tats.
You look like
So
you're
that
about
was-
to run a marathon, but you ain't in shape.
You, on the other hand, look like you are getting ready for June, not Juneteenth.
I celebrated you.
July 4th.
Yeah.
July 4th, yeah.
He's already in the
Proud to be an American.
Sound like you both are mad that I can celebrate both.
That's true, you can.
Yeah, I can.
I can't celebrate
I'll
either.
take both days off. I'm not tripping.
Free holidays. Free holidays.
You know, a lot of white people is mad about that, man.
The Juneteenth taking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Taking it off.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so mad when you got it off.
I'm not mad.
Yeah.
That holiday.
That was dumb.
If the KKK has a holiday, I'm taking it.
Time to grab that bed sheet.
Keep driving the sheep, but I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah, stay indoors.
I'm gonna go shopping for some sheets.
How would the KKK celebrate that day? You know, Juneteenth is barbecue.
Yeah, it's called
July
Columbus Day.
4th.
They have a barbecue. It's just a burning cross. Something else is being
I
barbecued.
don't know what
That's
they
deep.
would do.
Yeah,
That's
the
dark.
KKK version.
That's dark.
I mean, like, I don't know. Try to go fuck with niggas or something. I don't know. I don't know what they would do.
Isn't the Pride Boys basically that?
I don't know.
Well,
Why everybody looking at me like I know these things?
because you're doing both worlds.
I don't know. Maybe we might. I don't know.
I'm just.
You look like a
I
set.
don't know.
Why would you have on a Budweiser and now you drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon? That's like
Because
a
he has
gangbang.
no-
Set tripping.
He has no loyalty.
Yeah, you can't be
Just
a
like
crip
a
in the blood.
Just like.
Crip in the blood, man.
One day he's this, the next
Yeah,
day.
that.
Yeah. What's the weather like outside?
Y'all don't know
That's
my
all
financial situation right now.
I'm there.
Oh, I do, because you're drinking Patch Blue Ribbon. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that ain't nothing but
That's not a
quick
great
piss.
sign.
You'll be peeing like me in no time.
Where's your craft beers?
Don't worry about it.
You know, there's no pride.
Norway likes his craft.
So
beers.
man, look, because it's a lot of BSing right now. There's a lot of
Let's get on track.
So Ray, man, how long you been doing comedy, man?
Too long.
Because you started with saying you the OG of comedy. So how
I've
long
been
you
doing
it?
comedy for a little more about 25 years now, off and on.
So how'd you get into it, man?
I was trying to figure out some things to do. I used to watch comedy on TV a lot, and I was like, man, I wonder if I could do that.
Yeah.
So finally, I got up the gumption just to go to a comedy club, because I wasn't even going to comedy clubs or anything like that.
Right.
And I went to a comedy club on an open mic night just to see how things are going. And this was like roughly late 2000. So this is how far back we go.
I thought you was about to say 1985 or something.
No,
I
1980.
Math, dude.
Math.
1985,
How
1985, I was working on being a different athlete, but that's a story for another day. I was all state, by the way, in track and field. But
What year
Doesn't
was
look like it right now.
More like the
it
water.
doesn't.
that?
He's not going to look for it like that right now. I'm Gen X. I'm 50.
All he was doing was people were running around and he was like, water, water.
Hey, if you actually could get old pictures, he showed me before. It was legit.
I'm like, I know I look like I'm in my second trimester.
He
I
really
know
let himself
this.
go.
He runs the Burger King now. That's what he does now.
But so you was at the mic.
Yeah, he was at
Yeah,
the mic though.
and there was a guy, Marvin Todd. Yes, but we went to school together, and he still do. He works cruise ships, and he was on stage, and I was like, "Hey, Marvin," because Marvin never cracked jokes in school. But we were cool. We would like be in class. We talked sports and everything, but he was a real mellow dude. He was a year older than me, and so we talked after the show, and he hooked me up, and there was a place called Joker's. That was like the big club back then. Early on, that's where all the A-listers came that were doing stuff. Yeah. And I went up, open mic night, and place was sold out. I did pretty solid. Did my little 3 to 5 minutes, and I was cocky. And then they signed me up for the next one, and I bombed. Thought I had made it, so I had to kind of figure it out. And then I kind of started. Back then there was no really internet, so there was internet, but not like it is today.
It's more dominant today.
Yeah, there was no YouTube. There was no YouTube. So
when did you start? Like what year?
We already went over
late 2000s.
Nigga, that's not yet. But he didn't give a specific.
Hey man, he just called you the
I
N-word.
just told you.
Hell yeah. You
I
fucking buddy.
don't operate like that. I'm not a traditionalist. I don't go like dates and times and all that.
What made you decide after you bombed to be like, you know what?
Because
I'm gonna try and get better at this and not
people
just
always
run away
told me
from
I was funny, but I think I was just too big-headed. Just I just was like, I know I could do it. So then I ventured down this place called Wiley's. Met the owner, who was Dan Lafferty at the time, aka Wiley. And the first time I went, I didn't even know. I went during the day, and they were like having like a birthday party. He opened up the door like it was a trap house. Like, what you want? And I was like, I want to do open mic. He was like, come back Thursday, and close the door again. I saw little kids. I was like, what the hell? And I had never like been the
great introduction.
Can you imagine open mic? He comes up with the cleanest comedy because he thinks there's gonna be kids.
And back then, you got to understand, this is back then, so there was not really a lot of bar shows or anything. There's no social media back in 2000. So you got to go out here and find
2000 question mark.
Find all the. It was roughly late 2000s. I remember.
It's anywhere from 7 to what?
No, early 2000s. Early
2004 maybe.
No, 2000.
Did 9/11 happen yet?
No.
Man. Clearly he don't damn remember.
I remember I was still in the fetal stage at 9/11, man. I remember 9/11 happening.
Okay,
so let's just say
2002.
Late 2000. Without an S. Late 2000.
This is what you get.
Okay, so that's before 9/11.
Out of an old guy, right?
Yeah. Because you know everything, but if I take your phone from you, you can't find your way to Welcome Stadium from here. Now. You young kids, you young kids are the smartest dumb motherfuckers. We talk about this shit. No. But no, I went there, and back then, it wasn't like open mic, you sign up and all that. There's this guy named Jim, and Jim would pick people like that night. So you just had to show up and hope you got, and you would get to go up. Usually they would do 3 people, then they would do like the regular show. Okay. And if you were good, you could come. If you were not good, you just go to the end of the line. It wasn't no next week and all. No, you could be there, but all right, go have a seat. Wow. And you have to wait and wait.
So let me ask you this: do you think like, because you done seen that side of it, now of course you're living and seeing this side of it. What side do you prefer, man? Do you prefer
I like the old way because it made comics really have to work. The game right now, and Jerrel knows me because he came in when I was already going, and we talk a lot. You have to come to the shows to hear the whole dichotomy of our relationship.
We actually like each other,
but that's debatable.
But I would tell him things.
That's debatable.
Because when you get into comedy, I already know the emotions and everything that you go through as you're trying to get better.
Right.
And he would go to these gigs, and I used to be like, I'm not going to that socialism shit because
I was hitting the grind. I wanted my buddy on the road.
But I would never go to the shows and like I already understood the grind.
Right.
So like Cincinnati would have like these things you sign up and it'd be like 30 comics and people and you just have to sift through the bullshit.
I would go like number 37.
And you just sit and watch.
You just watch.
Yeah.
What I do, I would create a tag on everybody's shit the whole night just to keep my brain going, and then my first 2 or 3 minutes would just be me riffing and capping on shit that happened.
Just
like,
recapping.
People that were like playing pool would like turn around like, is he? Cause by then the show's dead. Like, fucking, and he right, still going up. It's like, what are we doing? It's just.
And the thing is, back in the day, that 37 might have been like 12 people.
Right.
That would have to do that. But comedy's gotten so diluted now through the dream of I could be a comedian that you just get multiple people that, as you guys say it, are hobbyists now. They're really just there and everybody gets turned because I think all these open mics became created because they can't get to the next step. So it's just like, I'm just going to be an open micer / I'm a comedian, but I don't never aspire to go anywhere else. So now open mics are just clogged up with a bunch of people.
Do you think it's like stadium comics that have ruined that for people? Because they've shown that you can make those millions.
I actually, and this is ironic, but I actually think it's podcasts.
Oh, really?
Comedians, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's why I said it's ironic.
I'm not a podcast comedian.
I mean, like...
Just pissed me off. Oh, wow. That's all you think I can do?
No, I mean, like...
hey, Ray, we just going to talk to you.
Don't forget to see our podcast, Uncle Nephew.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it says ironic.
Yeah.
No, but I mean in the sense where a lot of these new comics that are around are more like podcast fans than stand-up fans. Like they see that someone who is a stand-up blew with a podcast. And then you see a bunch of open micers that just don't really understand the craft of stand-up. They just want to like get into it and kind of get
that following and then
But that's where the advent of social media comes in because at the end of the day, the clubs, especially through the economic drought of what I want to say here.
Where are you looking, bro?
Into his thoughts. Those thoughts.
He's playing.
When you get that age. When I get that age.
That motherfucker just been staring all the interviews. He won't get nobody eye contact.
But nah, there was a time like once social media really got going, and then they had what y'all call the social media comedian.
Social medians.
Like a Drewski, a Desi Banks.
Desi,
So that just created a whole nother genre of comedian, and
now that's starting to get oversaturated.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's so easily accessible.
It's starting to be the point where if you got like 50,000, 100,000 followers, motherfucker, you still might really not be doing nothing to.
Right.
So let me ask y'all this though. I really want to ask you this, Ray. Because you
get back in.
Because you
like Mario Kart over here.
It's in the background, man. Multiple things going on.
Streaming over there, podcast over there.
Now you're black. You got a podcast and a daycare going. This is
wild.
Thank you for telling everybody what happens behind the
We breaking the fourth wall today, people.
This is transparent.
Rotate the camera. Rotate the camera.
There's whole children over here just being quiet.
What was your question?
But no, so like, this is... I want to ask you this, man, right? Because I got this feeling now to where like this new generation, the younger generation doesn't love anything basically. So like they just do it for money. They don't, and that's even with sports now.
Yeah,
like
there's no passion.
They don't love the sport of anything. So they don't love the sport of comedy. They don't love the sport of football, basketball. They just do it for money and like, hey, look at me, see me. Do you agree with that? Rather, your generation actually loves it.
To a degree,
it's
I
the
do.
Fame and the fortune, right? Fame and fortune. That's what they do.
Yeah, because everybody gets the money.
15 minutes of fame thanks to this.
Yeah, everybody gets their money up front now. Like back when I was coming up, there was the path you go through, and you go to New York or LA. And you had to have a little thing they had called comedic talent. You had to actually know how to work a room.
Did you say what's that?
or because I see so many. Let me just keep it here. Do we get to say what city we in?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Like-
we're not hiding. We're not hiding anything.
Okay, I didn't know.
It's not like we're pretending to be in Los Angeles. So
Yeah, I don't know.
You think these motherfuckers is like out from the wall?
Hey man, I watch some podcasts. They just be in a room and they don't never say where they at, what they doing, or just giving crazy
We
opinions.
are currently in Mobile, Alabama.
Look, man, the Dayton comedy scene fucking sucks, bro.
But here's what I'm saying though.
It's brutal.
I see so many comics that just only see at open mics.
Nah, yeah.
And then they say, well, how do I get to the club? I'm like, you don't go to the club.
Yeah.
You don't step in there. You don't look at.
Because they shouldn't, dude. They fucking suck, bro.
But even if they do,
They
you
suck,
gotta
bro.
watch professionals.
That's like,
And call
you
out
need
the names.
You need
And
to
call out
get
the
good
names.
here. Let me get good here first.
But how can you
Step
get
in
good there if you're not
I
looking
get
at
it.
what it
It's
takes?
possible.
You used to come to regular, but you still went and watched professionals. At some point, you came and watched on regular nights how a show really go, not just on a Sunday for the open mic so you could talk and have
honestly,
an
you're not going to
opinion.
learn anything necessarily at open mic. You've got to go to the real shows to actually see how it's done.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty good out the gate. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah, you had some talent, but you still had to learn.
But I did learn. Yeah, I watched people.
Yeah, you had to watch some
You
people.
gotta get out of town a little bit, especially
Yeah.
in a scene like this. Like, do the mics.
Yeah, we
meet
done
people,
had that conversation.
but like, you gotta kind of hit the pavement a little bit and come back. Like, you can't just be in your echo chamber and suck, where it's just guys dapping each
Yeah,
other
you're not gonna.
up. Like,
You're
hey,
not
great
gonna-
job.
You're not gonna.
I actually just experienced. Well, I've been experienced it last year or whatnot, but I experienced it again this year when I went out to St. Louis to do a comedy show, and I think I texted you, and I was like, man, these comics
Yeah.
are really.
He texts me before he goes up. He goes, I don't think I'm gonna do very good. These
Well,
guys are
it's
real
not-
good.
I mean, but I'll be nervous though. I actually did good, and I'm actually going back in October though.
that's-
So
that's-
you know, and I'll be going to Chicago in August and back in October.
Okay, so you plug in shows too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm on one of those Chicago.
Yeah, yeah.
shows, right?
But what you call it? I went to St. Louis and I started seeing all these comics, man. And I'm not gonna say what city I'm in, but comparing them
We done already.
to where you know what I see like sometime on a regular basis here. Yeah, man, it was completely different,
Look, man,
man.
a lot of
Completely
these
opposite. And I was
motherfuckers
like,
suck,
oh
bro.
boy.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
there's
love it,
good
bro.
comics here. The thing is, when it comes to the actual ecosystem of the scene, you're not going to see a lot of those good comics come out and actually do spots on the mics, because the mics start being unproductive when it's just either no crowd, or there's a crowd there, but it's like the same people all the time.
It's 15
Or-
comics.
Or it's like 15, 20 comics that just all show up every week just to kind of keep bumping their head on the wall. And then when you want to tell them, hey, man, maybe try this or that sucked.
Oh my God, you're hurting my. Why are you? So do you
Why
ever
are
try
comics
to?
white?
Do you ever try to?
What was that white accent?
I'm listening.
I don't know what was that.
I was trying that. I was trying to put it right.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it more. That accent is ass.
So that was basically a white comedian.
But no,
What you're
but-
saying. You're saying white comedians. Okay, that's what.
There's black ones that suck too.
What was you gonna say?
Do you ever try to like talk to
He does.
the comics that he's talking about? Like, say if you think a comic kinda is mid or maybe suck, do you ever try
If
to
I
to
talk to you, you have somewhat of a future. If I give you real conversation, I need you, like y'all said, I'm the old guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There's
asking.
no need for me to be hyping you up on some bullshit that ain't really gonna happen.
Dude.
I might give you the company like, hey, you did good, keep working. But if you're pretty good, I'm gonna pull you aside, or somebody else will that knows what's going on, and we'll give you some real. We might come outside for a minute. Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
that's what the OGs did with me.
All
Yeah,
I got from Ray was, you sounded like a veteran on stage. Keep it up, and then walked away. So I guess I was the sympathy comment.
No, you
Stage
sounded
one.
like you had been there before. You had
Because
good jokes, good
If he
material.
never says anything, that means he has no fake.
Yeah.
This is 25 years. So he's seen when the shit just doesn't shake. He can already feel.
So Ray, you've seen two worlds of comedy. Do you think nowadays it's actually harder to succeed in comedy than it was back in the old days? Just because there's so much more people trying to do it?
That's a hell of a question.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's that African stuff.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I do. Yep.
We're going to have to reboot Ray to answer that.
Yeah.
It depends, it depends on how you're trying to get there now. That's the thing. Just on how you're trying to get there.
I think it's harder now because before you had like 12 comedians trying to make it. Now you're 50 comedians trying to make it. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, to me, because it's all about, it's a different journey now, because all the clubs want, like, now it's like, how many followers do you have, blah blah, blah.
How good are you?
So you can get in the club if you work at it. Now, do you have the talent to stay relevant? Yeah, can you stay relevant and that's the hard part, because even with it being social media, you're being seen, but everybody's getting seen now.
That is true.
Everybody has a voice, and it's easy to get pushed over.
I feel like you have to be nowadays, from what I'm seeing, if a lot of people that succeed are people who are really good at crowd work, which for me is like traditional comedy is not necessarily all crowd work, right? It's
I mean, but a lot of those guys aren't really good at crowd work. Like, it's just.
But that's what's succeeding.
Content to just push his fillers so you don't have to put material out. A lot of them are just doing like, how long y'all been dating? Oh, you dating a black guy?
Dude,
what's that like?
I opened for a comedian at one of the funny
dating the black guy's fun. Pause.
Yeah, I was about to say, you gotta throw a No Diddy or No Perry. Because the Tyler Perry stuff.
I think the beer is getting to me. I don't know where the hell I pulled that out.
That's not a gay beer.
We'll revisit that once we get to it.
But
we ain't gonna use open for so I opened for a comedian at a comedy club. I wasn't allowed to do any crowd work, which I don't normally do anyway. But his material was an hour and a half of 100% crowd work.
Yeah.
And I was like watching it, like, come on, dude. Like,
I remember I was in a contest. What was that shit called?
This nigga's going down memory lane.
World Series of Comedy. And the main guy was like, we don't want no crowd work and all that.
I just did that too.
Blah, blah, blah. And just like you, the main guy went up at the end and did all
this crowd work. Yeah.
I like, for himself. And here's the thing, a lot of the I was talking to my OG.
Boom. You knew it.
Because I did it. I just did it.
Yeah.
I just did that.
I was talking to my OG, Eric Kimbrough, about this shit. Because he pointed out, like, because he's been doing it almost as long as Ray.
Yeah.
And he's like, back in the day, the clubs was like, because in a lot of the, like, hood rooms and shit, crowd work's always been a tool used. And a lot of, like, black comics would do crowd work, and then you try to go to the clubs, and if you did any of that shit, they're like, the clubs would tell you can't do it. Yeah. But now that a lot of these white boys blowing up with reels and TikToks and shit, like, hey, how you doing? And the shit's like, you're having crowd work shows, you're having crowd work this, headliners doing a whole hour of crowd work. All of a sudden it's accepted just because, like, fuck it. Yeah, But back when it was like a mainly our thing, it was like seen as like, that's uncouth. That's not real comedy. It's fucking, I feel like anything's done right, it can.
There are some comedians who do crowd work, but it's crafted to fit into their jokes that they've created, right? And that for me is like real crowd work, where you're like still working on the comedy craft. It's not just like, well, based on whatever the crowd's going to say is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the let me have you create my setup and hopefully I just say something funny to your... Like, I'm not huge on that. I mean, do you? I mean,
the thing for me is, can you perform in the moment? And what I mean by that...
There's playbook. And then, as Ray always says, there's and one.
Can you blend? If you can blend that, like, I was doing a joke or something last week, and a phone rang, but it wasn't a cell phone; it was a phone at the bar.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, it's Ice." They hear me talking about them and whatever I was talking about. But during doing the joke, it was funny as hell because it was in the moment. So you can't rehearse that. You just gotta.
Yeah, but what we're talking about is a group of guys that are just like they're kind of just wasting time, bro.
Yeah, you mean
like,
more or less like 85? You mean like 85 South? Like,
no, what they do is good.
Yeah, but they blend it though.
Good.
Yeah, they blend
but
it.
We're talking, but for the longest time, clubs wouldn't want that shit.
Right.
When it was just niggas doing that type of stuff, it was lowbrow.
Yeah.
It was uncouth. But as soon as a bunch of like
so what does that tell you?
Dudes,
yeah. So what does that tell you?
Started. It tells you everything. It tells you why we're bombing Iran. It tells you everything.
We.
I am lost.
Yeah, I wasn't in the room.
Lost this shit.
So you know the biggest podcast, Kill Tony and stuff now. Do you think they praise like that? Well, what you would call like the low hanging fruit jokes, you know, like the dirty jokes.
Well, I don't think they praise low hanging. I just think it's a show that really emphasizes like jokey joke type comics, like set up punch.
Yeah.
And just like that's why roast battles are so hot right now because the attention spans, the audiences, they just want like quick.
We live in a microwave society. You got 90 seconds, man.
Yeah.
Make me laugh in 90 seconds.
Think about it. How prolific can you really get? In just like a 60-second, so you gotta just kind of do jokes, and a lot of people are gonna lean towards traditional shit of like stuff about women, race.
What's easy? What's easy to make it?
But they do show love to people that are like uniquely funny and are good comics. So that's why I'm not gonna say they just praise low hanging fruit. I just feel like it attracts a lot of comics looking for an easy way out.
That's what I'm saying, and I mean you get it. Because it's such an open forum, I've also seen a lot of people who have never ever done stand-up before, and they come up there and they're like, well, if I can go on stage and joke about cunts, I'm going to get a laugh.
And they might hit. Then you get booked, and they like, now we need 30 minutes of that.
Okay.
Writing. And they ain't ready for 30 minutes.
Here's how I'll say, talking to Ray so much helped me out with seeing, and Ray and all the OGs, Jesse, Kimbrough, Keith Bender out of Columbus. There's a long list of old school kind of comics, I'll say. They gave me a picture of what shit used to be, and then I know what it is now. And there's things that I like about how it is now. I do like that there's more of a collaborative thing in every kind of local scene you go to. You do kind of get that feeling. But what people don't understand about mics especially is audience members, even if it's a mic, want to see good comedy.
Yeah.
They 100%. Want to see. So if I'm running a mic, I'm not just going to have a list where just show up, go up, whoever's here first, here's the order. That's not what I would do personally. Those mics can exist, but that's usually probably going to be a shitty mic. Yeah. Like, in order to keep the quality control, I gotta have this set of people that I know that'll do solid. They're kind of going up more up front. I'm going to squeeze in some people in the middle. Really, you should throw up who's the hottest in the middle. Especially at like a bar mic, that's when most of the people are there. Like, I need people to kind of want to keep coming on a Monday or Tuesday. Because if this night keeps sucking, because some dude wants to talk about cunts or pedophilia every week. Next thing you know, bar patrons are like, when does comedy happen?
Link the two of those together.
8:00. All right, let me get there at 9:30.
Or 6. You can get my meal at 6 so I could leave when it's
like, or just go to a different bar.
Yeah, I'm like, we need because if everybody gets a turn, then nobody gets a turn. There needs to be scarcity. There needs to be, okay, once you start doing well and proving yourself by coming out consistently, closed mouths don't get fed. Of course, ask for an opportunity. But don't get butthurt. Too many people in comedy take this all personal. This is a job. At least I'm doing this as a job. I don't even think about this shit when I'm at the crib with my cat and my girl and shit. Nigga, you got it. I have a fucking cat. That's right. Yeah, I got a cat. Okay. I got a cat. Yeah. And the point is, though, you need to separate your feelings out of the shit. That's all I'm saying. That's why.
You like smelling the pussy every.
But that kind of goes circle back to what you were told. Like when I was coming up, 3 comics a night.
Yeah.
No sign up.
And
how many minutes?
What's funny is you
maybe
just
3.
told me that though, man, last night, because I do a workshop now, and I was trying to give out 2 bucket spots.
Yeah.
But he actually runs the open mic that I was trying to do it on. And when I told him about the idea, he told me the exact same thing. And I gotta really get out of being nice, man. You know,
because people will take advantage of that shit that haven't really earned their way. Like you could do things like 1 bucket spot or something, but what ends up happening, the more and more spots you're giving out, being generous, the more and more people behind the line are like, hey, well, what about me? What about me? And you want to be like, dude, you suck.
Well, you set the rules in place, right? So
because
I have to enforce the rules. You'd be like, listen, I want to incentivize you guys for wanting to come out and get better, but not everyone's going to get a chance. We'll pick like maybe 1.
Yeah, that's where I said to him. I said to the core, I wanted to be like 0. But I'm like, you know what? I do want to incentivize people that should be getting better, because that's what that workshop, and you help lead it.
He got some good insight.
He was there.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Who the hell?
But Jerrel ended up learning over time, because when you get in, you want to do your thing and you want to be helpful and all that. And sometimes he would look at me, he'd be like, "You are just mean. You just don't." I said, "You'll get there."
But that's good. That's good though, because it's you don't want all the bullshit, right? You just want it straight to the facts and straight to the point. It's the best way to get better.
Sometimes you just gotta be like,
don't baby.
So you ain't going up tonight.
Well,
or be like, listen, that was shit. That was shit, and you can get better, and this is how you should get better.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, man. I guess I just had because when I first started out, I was kind of like, I ain't gonna say an outcast, but I was like on the outside, I'm like the very most different one out of everybody. And I was like, man, when I get a chance to kind of, I don't know, lead or whatnot, I'm gonna just give out opportunities.
Yeah.
But then
it did backfire.
Your hand, and people say, "Oh man,
it has backfired a few times on me." So
Yeah, because when you get in, and here's the illusion of you're good, but you think you made it, and you're like, you ones are using me. When they want to put you on a mic and be like, "Yeah, Jerrel, we're gonna let you close it out today. Ain't no money in this."
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, at the beginning, like, yeah, I'll close it out. It's 20 comics, and you're like, I just want to work on my stuff.
This was one time it did me being nice, and I kind of almost got to the point where you guys was talking about just saying no.
Mm-hmm.
It was one particular comic. I had a show going on, but the show actually ended up having to be canceled or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one comic, man, they actually got super pissed off. Now I'm the only one trying to give them an opportunity, because they're just an open mic comic basically, and even when they go to the open mics, they really wasn't that good. But when the show fell through, they actually try to go off on me, and I was just looking back damn,
man. No,
I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
This is what we on, man. We on Dayton. Shade room on Sunday, baby.
No, I don't want to do that.
Shade room on Sunday.
Meet the press, meet the comics. Come on, man.
But when they did that though, I kind of felt some type of way, because I'm the only one that's out here trying to give you an opportunity. I'm not seeing you on no type of flyers, no shows.
And then you found out why he's not on anything.
Yeah, it's no.
Oh,
it was a day.
It
was a day.
Okay. That kind of dumbs it down a lot.
But I was like, when that happened to me though, I did feel some type of way.
Narrowed it down.
Was it a female?
I'm not gonna say
that. He wasn't keeping up.
You're
He's like, "Dave, how many are there?" Like, no, bro.
Nah, you're trouble.
Was there pronouns, bro?
But when that happened though, I did get a little upset, because I was like, damn, I'm one of the comics who really try to just give out opportunities and help everybody,
but it has
that
to
happened.
It
messed me up.
That's the thing. It has to be.
But see, they felt entitled after that.
Yeah, and after that, I really did kind of slow down a whole lot on that. So I was like,
Well, did y'all see? This is this is a random thing, but did y'all see that Jim Jones said that he's more relevant than Nas.
Man, I seen that bullshit.
The delusion.
Since we're talking about delusional,
The delusion.
There's a white guy. You know, Tony. You're hip to this.
No.
Do you know who Shannon Sharp is?
Yeah, the gay football guy.
Wait, whoa.
Oh, he's not gay.
Oh,
I mean, he's bestie a little bit.
He dresses
That's
like
your opinion.
Yeah.
The opinions on this show don't.
yeah.
I'm not involved in that. I'm not involved.
But no, we're at Jim Jones.
you have like a whole scandal.
You damn near made me change. You damn near made me
he's
change.
But Jim Jones said he should be regarded as one of the best to ever.
Jim Jones, you know.
He's a rapper, but
You didn't even let him answer.
I looked in his eye. That look in his eye. He even questioned
He
his
didn't even give him a moment.
I'm over here like,
He looked at the talent of the show. It's like, I don't even think I belong.
see this question mark over here?
That's
me. Part of that.
He like Jim
Jim,
Jones,
you
that
remember,
one guy?
You remember?
Yeah,
Dipset. You remember Dipset?
Nah, bro.
Cameron. It was
Look, man. Look, man. He just can be
But
quiet
you know
right now.
Nas.
I do know.
Okay, you're right. He'll just sit here and
Yeah, just listen.
Hold on. I gotta say this.
Yeah,
though.
go ahead.
I rode up to Maslin with this man, and he was playing NWA in the car.
Not NWA.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
It wasn't NWA.
Who was? Was it Eazy-E, right?
Yeah, it's easy. I was
He was a part of NWA.
wrestler. Yeah, but this was when he split.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
all right.
Jim Jones
Your
tried to say
your
he's
hip hop
more
goes to about 1992.
that's it.
That's-
It kind of dies
levels
off.
off after that.
It dies off after.
I tried to help you out.
Yeah,
man.
thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
BET
You're trying to give me some
all people
culture.
watching.
You're trying to give me culture here, and OG over here just rips it away from me. He's like,
what?
"Yeah, hey, you're still white, buddy. You're still fucking white."
Jim Jones.
Nah, you know Jim Jones? He's like the preacher.
I'm thinking.
Never mind.
I'm thinking like football owner. Like, does he own a
Dude,
football team?
this dude's
Nah,
like a
go ahead,
cool
explain
rap,
it.
like he's like a goon rapper. Like it's you know he's be rapping like street shit and flashy shit. He's cool, but I mean he's like the youngest old nigga of all time. Like,
Yeah, he
he's
hasn't changed.
It's kind of sad.
He's trying to stay relevant by saying something that's just.
Well, did you see what
So
originally
he looks like
started
he
all
could
of
be
this?
like Drake's uncle.
What started all this? It was like some young dude.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he was trying to say like, man, Jim Jones is more relevant
Yeah,
than Nas, cause think about True Religion, like all the fashion, man. That only white bikers was rocking that. He made it cool. Like I ain't never been at a party and someone was like, turn that Nas. I only know Nas from 2K, man. I don't. And of course, he's just fucking stupid.
So is this guy
But
like half Puerto Rican or
Then
something? His
I don't
name's
know what he stop.
Joseph
See, that's
Guillermo.
just like a white guy trying to figure what is
his ethnicity? What is ethnicity?
We don't know. We just he's a young old nigga, man. We don't know.
He needs a beer and shut up. That's what he needs. Right?
This man's
We're gonna give you a 30. Time out. You can come back in a
This
minute.
man still be wearing all the young stuff, and that's why young people like him. But no one has ever been like bars.
But I do gotta say this
Classic
though.
from Jim
Shout
Jones.
out to Shannon Sharp for actually checking him on that though. Shannon didn't let that ride because that was stupid. That was dumb.
I didn't even think Shannon was still speaking. Does he still have that show? Is that
Yeah, that's what he did it on. He
Yeah.
tried to argue with Shannon Sharp and say, "Hey, I'm better than Nas." That's what he tried to say.
And I wouldn't even argue with him.
I heard the clip on YouTube. It was
I think Nas is good.
well, Nas is definitely, and we're talking just.
Nas is a lyricist.
Well, even Jim Jones said he looked up to Nas when he was in high school, but nigga, you're 2 years younger than Nas. It's not like you. And see, that's what I mean by old young nigga. Like he's.
He probably sent the young dude in there to start this whole thing. It's all a setup just to get him talking.
I looked up to him in high school. I was like, dude, you were a junior.
Yeah.
Junior. He just jumped and
Right,
grabbed
this
it.
can shut down that whole argument right here, right?
Yes.
Illmatic is sometimes on some people's hip hop list is the #1 hip hop album of all time.
It's one of the greatest
I've
albums.
never seen a damn Jim Jones album in the top 25.
Yeah,
No.
I've never heard.
Not
of
even
it,
the top
so
50.
if I haven't heard, I've heard of Nas, but I haven't heard
This
of
just
Jim
goes
Jones.
back to drunk barroom arguments that were started by drunk.
What?
Nah, what was the one that you guys came up with about 2 or 3 years ago? Drake was bigger than Michael Jackson.
No.
Who started that?
The
Oh,
internet,
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
we're in a stand culture where if you're a
so
fan
silly.
of someone, you're just gonna
But
Just
bigger
like
than Michael
that.
Drake, bigger than Michael.
It's not logic. Everyone's a trumper in some
don't even wanna
sense
speak
to
on
their artists. They'll
I'm not
just
gonna speak.
blindly.
How many
Yeah.
did Drake hit? None.
I mean, shoot, people. The Beehive just try to say that. The Beehive just try to say that Beyonce is done surpassed Michael Jackson as the greatest.
Nobody's
And
ever.
I thought that was BS.
Well, Taylor Swift surpassed all of them. So,
According to the Swifties, like I said,
do you know that? Do you know
That's a
Taylor
way
Swift?
comment.
Taylor Swift had a concert in Seattle and it caused an earthquake because the whole crowd jumped at the same time.
You believe that?
That's dead serious. They
that's
actually
not
had-
how. Is that how earthquake?
That's not.
That's not how earthquakes happen, but because it's on a seismic.
Yeah, you. What do you say? Time out.
He's over there
What-
confused as shit. He's like, is that?
That's how many people were at that
Shouldn't
stadium.
the stadium have damage?
That is true. That's
Well, they make him to withstand earthquakes.
But how the hell is it causing a?
It wasn't a huge.
He's about to
earthquake,
have
it was like a
Aunt
small
crash the
tremor.
fuck out right now.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying.
Look, man,
Aunt is
Taylor
about to
Swift
crash out.
is huge. She's huge.
She's a
Beyonce is huge.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna be as big as Michael Jackson because he got famous at a period of time that can never happen again.
Yeah.
It was pre-internet. It
All
was
of
analog era where you had to buy
Don't
your.
Say it,
No,
man.
I think Michael
Say it,
Jackson,
man. Let them know.
Michael Jackson was bigger than Taylor Swift and Beyonce and all of that.
Yes.
Don't Michael still hold that record for Thriller, right? He still holds that.
Yeah, like
Let them get broken.
160 million copies sold. It don't matter who beats it. Everyone who
Sold,
got that
not
had to.
streamed.
Yeah, everyone had to
Sold.
give money.
Like you actually had to
Buy
go to the record
the
store.
album.
Yeah, there was no
That's
streaming. Yeah,
insane.
yeah, it was.
That's insane to sell.
It was like a
that many.
tangible
Yeah.
commodity that he had, and he set the record.
Who has a video premiere where everybody goes home
That is
to
true.
watch it?
Hey, that is true. The Thriller video.
MTV
Yeah.
wasn't playing any black artists, but
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was
And
so
Prince.
huge,
Michael and Prince that
Yeah,
that
he
time.
had.
so
What was the end of his life? Was he black?
and back then he was.
He was very.
He was,
We not
around
around
Thriller
Thriller
time,
time.
he was still like how fucking dare he? But
I mean, the nose did go from a big pepper to
Look, man, leave all that alone,
Towards
man.
the end, he was like, "I'm one for everyone." That's what I'm saying.
look, nothing's
Early-
ever gonna be bigger than Janet Jackson nipple popping out on the Super Bowl, though.
That was nice.
That's not that type of shit. Just doesn't happen anymore. Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
cultural moments where we
Oh,
all.
yeah. I was about to
were
say,
like-
Prince
We,
got
we
the
were
biggest-
all there.
I mean,
You know.
I mean, we're not talking that performance. We're talking about a titty being.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
beats
National
MJ. MJ was the king of it all.
Yeah.
The only recent pop culture moment we've all had as like a culture is like the Drake and Kendrick thing. I would say because I know
The whole
people
P.
that
Diddy
aren't
thing?
even,
You
But
P.
even
Diddy
that
too.
stuff
There's certain
now,
things
honestly.
Yeah.
that people are, but it's few and far between. Now.
none of you were there when OJ was driving the Bronco, and I'm sitting here watching the Knicks and the Rockets play, and then they just put up a little thing over here on
I
the
wish
side,
I was there.
and the Broncos going, and we're looking, and of course I was drunk and high.
And
at
of course,
that
the
moment. I
next
was in
game, so
my
no one's
20s.
fucking watching that.
No, the Knicks.
No,
is
so-
not
the Knicks and the Knicks and the Rockets are playing
That's the Patrick
in the NBA Finals.
Akeem Olajuwon.
And next thing they
I'm
know,
a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah,
OJ, we
about
flip
to
it.
cut this shit short.
This is the first. No, this is the beginning of reality TV, man. I'm telling you, man. We flip it over, and they got signs, go juice.
Oh, you know, old man's mad when they start moving the arm.
Like, old man.
Like
Still
you
very
directing
robotic.
traffic, like-
Very robotic the whole time.
We saw a whole trial for double murder on TV.
And then a nigga got away with it. Isn't that something?
He didn't do it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
look, we're gonna end off with this, right? We're gonna end off with this. Here we go. Y'all ready for this?
Sure.
Did OJ do it? Yes or no?
Uh,
Did OJ
yes.
do it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
He says yes.
Nah, but he know who did it.
Who?
He didn't get all that blood. You don't get all that blood not on you after that.
Oh, so
Get
you
home.
think he was just a bystander watching it happen in front of
Oh
him?
God, you killed
Think-
my ex-wife, the mother.
Oh no!
Did OJ do it? Yes or no?
Yeah, he killed her. Motherfucker wrote a book called "If I Did It." Bro.
Know what?
Like, what are we talking
If
about?
I did, this is what I would
Jim
have done.
Jones is better than Nas. They just want to stay relevant, man.
No,
OJ in jail for
OJ wasn't
he
trying
went to
say
jail
that.
for stealing his own
Look,
shit.
man, there's a video of when the shit was all wrapped up. He's literally at his crib, like, man, they let the killer get away, man.
This
It's
is
like,
what
bruh,
this is what I think.
Do you think it was to like clean his conscience? He wrote that book just to like make him He's like, I
Look,
kind of
it's
admitted
Chris
it
Rock.
without
All right,
knowing it.
I'll let you. But what Chris Rock said with his bit about OJ. Okay, this woman who you pay an alimony, you pay for her new car, and then she uses that money to get a new car for the new motherfucker she's fucking.
This is what I think.
You know what I mean? He murdered her, bro.
No,
He didn't murder her, but he know who did.
This is what I honestly think.
He set it up.
OJ did not do it, but I do honestly believe OJ was there that night.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason that the blood was inside the Bronco.
I mean, you can still get arrested for that. Let's be honest.
But
But
no,
they're watching it.
No,
you can get
the
arrested
people.
for that.
The thing is that OJ actually killed her.
Yeah.
I don't think OJ did that. Now setting it up, maybe was he there that night?
And
Yes.
just because a glove doesn't fit, like you can still kill a motherfucker with.
No, I don't think OJ did that. Man.
The fact that was like the catalyst moment.
He was there though. I think he was there.
Look,
He killed 2 people, got away,
yeah.
packed, and flew out of town.
I think OJ was there.
And ain't a lick of blood at the
Look,
house.
man.
There was a little spot on the
Yeah,
Bronco,
I
but
think-
that's dude like, here's your money. Look,
Man, I think
LA
OJ
didn't
was
want
there
another
just to
riot.
make. I think
No,
OJ was there just so he
At
could
that
make
time.
sure it got done.
LA didn't want another riot, bro. It
Yeah, they
happened
got another
around
riot
the
right
perfect time.
Oh
It happens around.
going
There's
crazy out there.
no one has died in
Immigrants.
any of these
You said
protests in LA.
immigrants.
It's Mexican.
But
I don't understand how you're gonna be rioting. Like you want to riot to stay in this country, but you're waving your own damn.
there's
flag.
there's
I don't-
riots are not. This is fake news. There's
I like
not
that.
riots.
You don't think there's riots out there?
What's happening is ICE and
You're a
all
conspiracy theorist.
the authorities know I'm a realist. This is fucking not real. I know people in
I know
LA.
your type.
What's happening
It's like
is
it's
they're
a
being
couple streets.
antagonized by the authorities.
Yeah.
And shit's
Yeah.
getting out of
and
control.
it's
That's
with
not
them.
a riot.
but they
If
feel-
Rodney King was hey, then we about to go out and grab TV.
I still.
Oh, that's a riot.
The thing is,
I was there.
The riots in LA now
I was
it's such
there.
it's such a small part of LA, and they're making it look like it's the whole city.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But
It's like
how
the Federal
those
building
authorities being
downtown.
antagonized by when you send the fucking Marines out to just basically
Beat
fucking
people up and
meme
arrest them.
and pull masks off people and shit and fucking
So y'all think they should stay?
Who?
Immigrants?
Mexicans?
Yeah, y'all think they should stay?
Nigga, you don't want to pick those berries.
I'm an immigrant. What you
I totally forgot.
Look, he like,
My
look,
bad.
give him another 30.
My bad. My bad.
Think they should stay.
I'm an
Hey,
immigrant,
ICE.
and you're over here trying to.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Take me back to Africa.
Why should they leave?
Who? The immigrants?
Yeah.
Do you wanna?
I think he's
They
just
take-
doing
wanna
it
pick the
big.
orange?
They taking your good
Nigga,
periodical.
Nigga, we need to deport
Readings.
AI. Fuck the immigrants.
I know. I'm asking you guys. I don't have no opinion.
No,
on that.
I don't
I'm not
know.
about
I
to
don't
put me
think-
in that
I,
box.
I feel like if the
That's
Mexican
gonna be
was
our last
and
episode.
they're doing, listen,
This is gonna be the last one.
a lot of those immigrants are doing the jobs that you don't want to do.
No,
keep
not
them
the
there.
jobs I don't want to do. The jobs I'm not going to do.
Exactly, yeah.
And a
You
lot
don't
of those
wanna do it.
immigrants pay
You
tax.
don't want to be out there 12
They-
hours
they
a day
pay
picking
income.
oranges from a fucking tree.
Like, a lot of people
Shit,
don't
that's what we had Juneteenth for. That shit's over. Nobody doing the damn president. It took me non-work holiday. Bitch.
It's like they're
We
taking,
was working
they're
for 30
taking the black
years.
jobs.
Look, hey,
They're taking
take
the
all
black
black
jobs.
jobs. Ain't this a
That's
bitch?
why the whole South African refugee thing. They're trying to bring Africans legally, white Africans into America to pick the oranges.
And
Shit.
all the-
Running over this factory.
all the opinions that you have heard about ICE, O.J. Simpson, these are just strictly
Yeah, you
opinions.
getting deported.
Yeah,
Iran.
I'm about to be put in a truck to Haiti somewhere and shit.
You said what? I'm about to get
yeah,
deported.
you're
Where?
gonna go to
Iran.
Iran, dude.
Yeah.
That's the new draft.
This has been this episode of Ordinary Blacks podcast, man.
This how we end?
Yeah.
This is the end
Yeah,
of
but, you hear the damn helicopter.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
they're
coming
coming
for you.
They're coming for me. No, they're coming for us. But you're the only immigrant, and you're gonna be left here.
They not
Yeah,
coming.
they're gonna be like, no, it's
Nigga,
copy
they're
him.
sending him to the Dominican
Copy him.
Republic.
No,
They're
white
sending him
people
to
love
Ghana. I'm going to Haiti.
You
So,
know you're going to have to blur that out or you're going to have to, now, what you got in your hand? You can't,
he's
can't
fine.
promote that.
Let's call. He's nigga. Shut up.
What you
He's
talking
fine.
about?
He's
We can't-
sponsored by Blue Ribbon.
He's had to like Pat's Blue Ribbon's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna need a cut.
We need a cut.
What?
We need a cut of that
By the way,
$7.
no, hell no, fuck them. Give me a cut for drinking this nasty shit. Okay, you see what's on my hat. All right, so hey,
This was
I'm
fun.
doing it.
Can you imagine if that's how he got a sponsorship by
You
Pat?
need to
Like,
sing
this
this song,
is
man.
disgusting. Give me this.
Proud to be an American.
I love America.
And rise up, God bless the
empire is falling.
Hey. See, this is America right here. Like, you like the country guy. This is the Andre 3000 headband guy.
I love America, man. America is the best damn thing. It's like a melting pot.
Look, you say America, his accent just magically comes back.
And the people that we need to get out of here is Tony. Get these damn assholes out of here.
All us immigrants.
Not all
Tony alone.
Just Tony.
I'll give you my green card.
You got one on you?
I always got my green card. That's how
Let me see it. We're going to end it like
hey, this motherfucker's about to do your shit how white folks would do the free papers with slaves and shit.
You got old school. That's a wallet right there, y'all.
That's a man's wallet.
He's sitting on the Bible.
We're not going. You look like Johnny Woods.
I don't know. The comedian?
No, look, you got the swoop over like Johnny.
Johnny Woods looks like every white guy.
I carry that, so I stopped me. I'm like, legal?
What happened to the swoop over, man?
I went bald.
Oh.
Yeah, my hair started falling out.
Well, hey.
Well, now look at it. I need
worried
a
about
headband like
everybody that talks about me a little bit blows out every year.
The hairline's fine.
Boy, you are Stephen A. Smith in the making.
Oh, I like how you trying to put the baby hair
pulling it down.
Because it's pushed back because of bandana.
You know you pushing that
When
shit
you
back.
see the hair, it's still here.
That is a
This
50-inch flat screen.
He
Ah!
won't take it off. He won't take it off.
Not till I go to Turkey.
Y'all, the bandana pushed my hair back.
It's like your hair naturally wants a ponytail.
When I get braids, you literally see that the hairline's still here.
And you try to put the
You
baby
good.
hair down.
It's not baby hair. Back edges.
You will never go bald, but that thing is going to just ease back just a little bit
right
more.
here. What y'all aren't
It's just gonna have like a little
hairline
afro in
is
the
here.
back,
Y'all
yeah.
paying attention to the head.
It looks like your hair is trying to
He still
create
kind
like
of
an
resembles
afro
Stephen A. a little bit.
Oh, that's
Not at all.
Stephen A.
Yeah, that's it.
Not
Little more Reese White.
Put your hand up. How many fingers you got?
how many
5.
fingers?
That's a 5 hit.
He don't get it. He ain't never seen it.
No,
right here.
Put your
Right
hand
here. Good. He already got 5.
That's small hand.
He's got a palm hand,
That's
man.
small hand.
He's got a palm hand.
He's already got 4 right now.
You got a 4-finger situation going on right there, buddy.
I can fit my 4 right there. Don't try to use your. Don't let your hands be. Nah, I can put 4 right there, right there.
I'm Trump hands. You can't use it as a test.
If you go to Turkey, they do hair transplants in their
That's what I'm waiting.
You would know that.
I'm going.
Look.
I'm going.
He's on the.
I'm gonna come back like a gangbanger, baby. I'm gonna be braided and tatted, everything when I come back.
Don't let this man talk about it, because you got the Stephen A., but he's got the.
I don't have the goddamn Stephen A.
You got the
Oh,
big
you
name.
got the Stephen A.
Yeah, you got the big
Nigga,
name.
you won't even take your hat off, so shut
It's-
your ass.
I didn't comb
The
my
top
hair
of your
today.
head looks like somebody squeezed it and pinched it.
I didn't
That's why
comb
you don't
my hair
fucking
today.
He got hair.
Daryl,
What hair you comb?
Yeah, don't lie to us.
Look.
Don't
Yeah! Nigga, that's not. Take the hat off. Take it off. See, I won't go back and forth if you're too pussy.
This is
Take it off.
Dude, it's a black yellow.
and look, this
It's a black
episode
yellow.
of
That's what it is.
It's supposed to be you in a year. What the fuck?
Hey,
I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna embrace it.
We ended. Tag
All right.
yourself. All right. This has been Ordinary Lights Podcast. My name is Earl Buck.
My name's Tony.
Go ahead and tag yourself.
Follow me at Jerrel's_comedy, JERRELS_comedy, and follow Jerrel's Will of Comedy every Friday, once Friday, every month at Ricky's Comedy.
Hey man, wait a minute before you go.
Why don't you
I
just?
said
when does this
tag
come-
one thing, man.
He tagged it.
Yeah.
Wow, it comes out on Tuesday.
Tagging it off.
Yeah, and Raymond Jackson,
Are you trying to get ladies or are you trying to get
Yeah,
tagged?
why'd you
What
go
the
in
hell?
sexy voice?
What the
was
hell
up with
is going
the change of
Quiet
voice?
storm.
sexy.
Hey, this is
For all the aunties out there.
Motherfucking hater. Take your
And,
goddamn hat off, damn it.
I'll take it off when I
Tag
comb
that.
my hair. It's early in the morning.
When the lights are out, he takes it off.
I take it off when I go in.
He has sex with his hat on.
Okay, man, let him tag.
Raymond
man.
Jackson Jokes on Instagram. Raymond Jackson on Facebook. I forgot the one on TikTok because we ain't started pushing that one yet, so we're gonna let that be. And what we on, man? You want to watch old episodes of me and this guy? Was it?
Oh yeah, Generation Podcast, Uncle Nephew.
Uncle with a K.
We were like a thing.
Yeah,
Doing the duo
we
thing.
coming back. You know, Johnny got
fuck.
deported.
Fuck.
Johnny got deported. We're coming back.
Good night.
You got a theme song or
I
anything?
will be joining the Uck and Neff podcast pretty soon, though, man.
We'll bring you on.
Yeah, I'll be joining that. But hey, man, this has been Ordinary Blacks Podcast, man. My name is Earl Buck.
Tony, we just did this.
And shut the hell up, and we'll see you next week, man. Damn, man, let me finish. Shit, man.
Peace.